And this goes, a total of 18,000 acres of fertile farmland are once again underwater. Nine Island drainage levee breaks. Over 40,000 acres of land will flood.
Good evening. I'm Chad Douglas.
I'm Raja Maples.
And I'm David Amilati.
We're in West Quincy on the Fabius Levee, where 25 years ago tonight, this levee was broken.
The Tri-States was already dealing with the 500-year flood. This breach just made it all worse.
Now, let's take a step back in time 25 years ago and experience the Great Flood of 1993.
The river keeps inching up, and the levees are just a couple of inches ahead of it. It really is a battle that's being fought inch by inch.
A ball of fire spilled across the evening sky last night over West Quincy, just 30 minutes after the levee gave way between the Quincy Bayview Bridge and the railroad bridge. Water spilled rapidly, quickly turning West Quincy into a sea of muddy water and later an ocean of flames.
When we got here, there was one barge that was already coming through and one right up against the levee end. And then as we were out there, you could hear the trees crashing, and another barge came through, and then we started getting the hell out of there.
The Great Flood of '93 changed the day-to-day lives of Tri-State residents. It also brought out the best in Tri-State communities. I spoke with two Northeast Missouri residents about what they remember 25 years ago.
And the water rushed in here with such force that it undercut the floor of the tank farm behind me and allowed those tanks to tip over. Once the water undercut the floor and the tank tipped over, it hit the power line behind, and that was the spark that was necessary to set the fuel on fire. It created quite a show.
The flood of '93 filled many scrapbooks with memories of what was a pretty difficult time for most, including Barb Dusterhouse, who was raising 4 children under the age of 10 in a house just miles away from the ever-swelling Mississippi River in the bottoms just north of Quincy. She recently sat down with KHQA to share her pictures and her memories of the flood of 1993, some memories that were filled with sadness, gratitude, and some celebrations.
We had no idea that we would be moving out the day that we moved out. We didn't know where we were going to go. We ended up at my parents' home, who lived in Lima. We knew that the river was getting higher, and we were the first house east of the levee. We moved out, his grandparents' place, our place, all the barns, several grain bins full of grain. July 12th, we got the phone call. Our levee had broke. Got the kids up, got them dressed. We went to some neighbor's home who had then moved above the bottoms. We could actually watch the water coming in off the levee. The break was right behind our home. We could watch the water coming off of the levee, and our home was the very first one taken off the foundation.
Harry Smith here, remembering the summer of 1993 and the flood. My goodness, we were all over the Mississippi, we're on the Missouri, we're up on the Des Moines River. We covered a lot of miles and saw a lot of water that summer. It felt like it was never going to stop raining. I specifically remember, though, the couple of days we spent in Quincy and the just spectacular sense of community cooperation that we witnessed there. Folks were lined up practically to fill sandbags, and trucks would go out and folks would throw those sandbags up. There were a lot of people helping other people whose homes and businesses were endangered, and doing it for people whose identities they didn't even know.
The Great Flood of 1993 allowed broadcasters to launch into information dissemination mode, where callers would call in saying, we need water here, or we need straw here, and then providing rumor control, most of which was also allowing stress relief, Stress 101, and then answering rumor control, specifically answering the question, is the bridge open?
That event affected so many people in so many different ways. Everybody gravitated to the radio station. And we just turned the station into a nonstop 24-hour, 7-day-a-week basically for as long as it went, information center.
We end tonight with you.
Your photos of that unimaginable summer just 25 years ago.
Thank you for joining us, everyone. Have a good night.